Hello and welcome back to my Football Manager 2023 Mobile Road to Glory series with Birmingham City. This is episode 2 and we have now played through the rest of September off camera. Now if we have a little look at our... no, that's the league standards. If we can have a little look at our... club division. So, as you can see, we have now played 11 games of the season. We have won 5, drawn 2 and lost 4. We are on 17 points. We are now starting to push towards the top of the table and towards our aim of the playoffs. Of course, a really impressive start. And something I've been really interested with. Now, let's go back through our results. Okay, so since we took charge, we'll ignore pre-season, but we did beat Lincoln 4-1, Halifax 5-1, Swindon 3-1, Yeovil 6-0. But if we have a look at our first game in the league on the 30th of July, we lost 3-0 to Luton Town. In August, we beat Huddersfield 2-0, Cheltenham 3-1 in the Carabao Cup first round. Now, we lost 2-0 to Watford. As well, we lost 2-0 to Watford. In the league. We then beat Wigan Athletic 1-0 and Bristol City 1-0 in the second round of the Carabao Cup, before losing 1-0 to Rotherham. Now, in the last episode, we drew 0-0 to Norwich, and of course, we won 1-0 away to Preston, which was a really good way to end the episode. Since then, we've lost 1-0 to Cardiff. We've beaten Swansea City 2-0 at home. We've drawn 0-0 to West Brom, and in the last game we had before this one, we won 2-0 at home to Coventry City. So a really good result, and something to be really happy with in terms of our form. Now there's a few other things to tell you about. If we have a look at my club staff, okay, we have brought in a new coach. We have let one of our coaches go. We have brought in Paul Jenkins to our coaching team. Now, he's coming to our coaching team. He's 55 years old. He's got his gold coaching badge in FM23 Football Manager on here. And he's just joined us. I believe it was from Middlesbrough. So a real good signing him. He'll really add something else to our coaching team, which will be absolutely fantastic. Something else I wanted to show you within our staff. We have now employed 3 scouts. We've brought in Dustin Hewn, Bern Jort, Bob Arbour, who's joined us from Middlesbrough. A real experienced coach. Real experienced scout. Fantastic to bring him in, and he'll really add some experience to our team. We're looking to go send him on an assignment. Where we're going to send him, where we're going to send our scouts, we're not too sure yet. Our physiotherapists, we've brought in a new physiotherapist. We've brought in Stephanie Pooch. Now, he is a 49-year-old physio. He joined us from a team in France. He's got his gold badge in physiotherapy, so he'll really add something to hopefully help recover our players. But it's really promising to add him in, and he has been working with some of our players since coming in, so that'll be a real promising appointment to our backroom team. In fact, I'm going to send our scout on an assignment now. We are going to send out Hewn. We're going to look at any position. We're going to go ability. We are going to go key player. We're going to send him looking for key players. We're going to go between 21 and 24. Nationality. Any contract status. Any value. So I'm not fussed about the value either. The wage. not too fussed. Location, in terms of location, we're going to look to send him abroad, I think. We're going to have a look in Europe. Going to send him to Central Europe to have a little of a scout. He's going to go out there. He's going to go out to Central Europe. We're going to send out Dustin Sheehan to Central Europe. Now, Jort, we are going to look for no particular position again, because we want to ability. Again, we're going to go for him. We're going to go first team quality. Age range, again, we'll go for around about 21-24, because we really want to start bringing in young players. Nationality, again, doesn't fuss me. Contract status, again, doesn't really bother me, as long as we could sort of find some quality for the team. Value, again, we've got money, so I'm not too bothered about that. The wage, again, same thing there. Location, well, obviously we sent our other scout to Central Europe. I think, in terms of looking here for first team players, we're probably not going to find anywhere that aren't in sort of Europe somewhere. First team ready players. Now we're going to send him to UK and Ireland. We're going to keep him in England. Now, actually, I think we send him to. I think we got to send him to Southern Europe. Actually, I think he'll bring a lot. Again, any language. Okay, now we're going to send him out. He'll go out to Southern Europe, because we really want to get some start. Now, Bob is going to be the scout, because his expertise is England. I'm going to send him out, and Bob, I'm going to send out an assignment. Let's give him no position. Again, we'll go with any. We'll go with any ability. The ability again. We're going to send him with a rotation, because we want, or we're going to say, we'll give him hot prospect actually, because I think that's something we need to start adding to our squad. In terms of nationality, not bothered. Contract status, not bothered. Value, not really a problem. Wage, not a problem. Location, we are going to send him to the UK and Ireland, because that's where his expertise are. Language, any. Actually, age, I am going to put 21-24, just so that we can find a little bit more. And hopefully that really sort of does really improve our scouting range. So there we go. We've set our scouts in some tasks. That's something I feel we really need to do. Mike Taylor, I'm going to send on a coaching exam. The cost would be 50k. Yep. Well, he's failed his coaching exam, so he may be a coach we look to move on. So Scott Agnew and Mike Taylor both failing their coaching exams, which really isn't a good start for us. So that may indicate that we need to replace our coaching team at some point. Another thing I'm really excited to show you is our board confidence. If you have a little review, as you may have noticed in the last episode, we were sort of doing okay, but the board are giving us a C overall, so that's really important. A C overall, competitions D, matches C, transfers B, finances A, squad harmony B. Okay, and carrying on then. So, we are looking really good in terms of our squad. Here is our squad. Again, Castile's been really impressive in goal for us so far. Since you've last been here, Ivan Toney has made his debut. He scored in our game against Coventry. He's been looking really good, superb. His rating of 7, so he's really impressed so far. He's come in and he's really done what we expected him to do. A couple of players that possibly here we're going to look to shift out in the next window. But nothing too abnormal. Now, some of you from the sort of videos would sort of like to know how your club is getting on. Now, a lot of people I know are Exeter City fans, so let's have a look at Exeter. Exeter are... So, my hometown of Shrewsbury are 15th in League One, but Exeter, they're all the way up in 10th. They are actually above Argyle at the moment, which I know will give a lot of people a lot of pleasure. Maybe not so much to my Plymouth subscribers, but the Exeter City fans, you're absolutely loving this one. Let's not hide from it. Okay, and that's fantastic to see from Gary Colwell's men. But nothing short of surprises at the top on FM. Derby dominating. Portsmouth sort of there and thereabouts. Peterborough there, sort of thereabouts. All three really sort of teams that always dominate in this sort of level, particularly on the normal Football Manager game. So that's not too much of a surprise. Now, if we want to look at our division, we are 9th in the league, which actually changed, I believe, because there was a game. We were 11th, but 9th in the league. Sheffield United sort of really dominate. Sheffield United, Watford, Norwich, sort of clubs you sort of expect to be up there at the moment. Luton, of course, who we lost our opening game of the season to, doing really, really well. And I've been really, really impressed with them, really. Let's just have a look. Is there any players in there worth signing? Personally not, but they're a good, solid team. And they're doing really, really well under their manager. So you can't say that. Unfortunately, the strugglers so far, Swansea, Wigan, and Preston. Coventry, who would be in our last game, sort of down there, really starting to struggle. So we're doing okay for us. I think, like I say, we've sent our scouts on scouting missions now. So it really, 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 really is going quite well, and the ball confidence is there. In terms of, here's my manager profile. As you can see, I am a gold badge holder. I'm now a respected manager at Birmingham City, and my tenure so far has been 92 days. I'm revered, apparently. I monitor the finances well. I'm a world-class manager, which I'll take. I'm not quite sure that you'd say that after 9 games in charge or however many, but there we go. I've never managed internationally. I'm inexperienced at the top level, and I'm yet to win a cup, but I really, really do hope to change that. So as you can see, we've won 7 games, we've drawn 2, and we've lost 4. And my specialism is a motivational manager, which of course is very similar to myself in real life, I'd like to say, and like to think. But there we go. There's the manager profile for those of you that haven't seen an manager profile on FM23 on mobile. Now, if we have a look at our fixtures, today we will be playing against Sheffield United and Middlesbrough. We may even do the Bristol City game as well, actually, and that will be really, really interesting to see how we go on in those games. In terms of our reserves, we've got a couple of good young players coming through. Rui Rente really seems to be the standout player, but I wouldn't say he's the standout player. But the rest of them are, if I'm honest, pretty poor. Maybe even look to recruit at youth level as well at the time being. But it's not that surprising when you inherit. Obviously, we got taken over by Tycoon, so that's sort of the squad beforehand, and that will slowly, the more money we invest, sort of improve that. But as you can look at here, the finances looking very, very healthy, really, really good. Net spend, obviously, was always going to be quite big because of bringing in the certain players that we did. But I feel the players we brought in have strengthened the team, and they've really, really helped us kick on towards what is now the top end of the table. So that is really, really important for us. As you can see here on the matchday screen, our next game is against Sheffield United. That game is today. They are currently top of the league. The manager, Paul Heckingbottom, has him on a great run of form. Of course, we are on a good run of form ourselves, but it would be really, really nice to get a result here and hopefully push into the top 6, the playoff places, which is an absolute minimum of an aim. Minimum of an aim here for us. Now you can see we are the late kickoff here today. We are the late kickoff here today. Other results elsewhere before our game: Blackpool have lost 2-0 to Millwall. Blackburn Blackpool have lost 3-0 to Norwich. Bristol Rovers 0, QPR 0, Cardiff City 3, Burnley 0, Coventry 0, Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 3, Luton Town 2, Reading 2, Huddersfield 2, Rotherham 2, Wigan 2, Stoke City 2, Watford 3, Sunderland 1, Preston 0, West Brom 4, Swansea City 0. So really, really would be ideal for us to get a result today. In terms of our squad, we're going to start with Castiles in goal, Wan-Bissaka at right back. Our centre backs of Roberts and Morrison. We'll have George Friend at left back. Out on the right, because he's done all right since he's come in. Jonathan Lecco's going to start on the right. Planchetta keeps his place on the left. Archie Collins, who's been absolutely fantastic. If you look at his average rating, probably doesn't do him the world of favours, but he's been fantastic. He's improved in his leadership since coming to us. His stamina is really good. His condition is 100%. He's done really, really well, actually. He's really, really impressed me. And his value continues to go up, considering, like I said, we signed him for about £275,000. He's now worth £3 million after his performances so far this season. So that's absolutely fantastic for us. Really, really come in, really captured. A player I assumed would be a squad player, but a player who's come in and really, really impressed in the starting lineup. Another one is Jude Bellingham's Job. Again, he just continues to improve. Look at those improvements there. He just continues to improve and improve and improve. And he's an all-round play. As you can see, his star rating's gone up. His ability in every single area has gone up. His condition is fantastic. His morale is superb. And he's really, really doing well. And you can see that average rating. He is a player that I think, in January, we probably need to look at giving the guy a new contract to keep him. But he's really, 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 really impressive for us so far. He's just had his birthday, 17 years old, and continuing to press in our midfield, which is absolutely fantastic. In terms of the squad, as I mentioned, Ivan Toney scored in the last game. We bring him back in. We bring him into the side. Be absolutely fantastic to see how Ivan Toney does within the team. You know, a real threat, a real goal scorer, something you really need at this level, and it'll be absolutely fantastic. And he'll play up front with Lukas Jukovic. In terms of the bench, we're going to go with Hugo Lloris, Maxime Collin, Longolo, Gary Gardner, Tahith Chong, Hannibal, and Scott Hogan. I think a really strong bench for the Championship, particularly for the top half of the table. And let's go ahead and play the game. Let's give the lads a little team talk. Let's go out and be demanding today. As you can see, that has motivated them pretty well. There is our lineup for our host today, Sheffield United's lineup, and as you can see, there is ours. And of course, you know, it's really, really good to see your name in the manager section. Their threat is Ndiaye, so we really need to keep an eye on him. Conditions here, pretty poor, but it is a game that no doubt it will be absolutely fine. Our run of form is a win, a loss, a win, a draw, and a win. So we'll be hoping to add to that winning, add another W there to add a win to that. And I think it'll be a real tough game against top of the league, Sheffield United. Okay, and the game is underway. It's Planchetta to Bellingham, Friend. Planchetta wins a free kick on the edge of the box. Wan-Bissaka plays it in, but it's easily gathered by Fotheringham. Planchetta plays to Jukovic. He's out for a throw-in. And now it's Sheffield United's turn to attack. We're on the counter-attack. Basham has absolutely... Oh, he's off! Chris Basham is sent off for a horrible challenge on, I think that was Jukovic. And we've scored! It's Ivan Toney. It's another goal for him. That's exactly why we signed him. He has been absolutely fantastic since coming in. And in his second game for us, he's got a goal. And we lead here away to top of the table, Sheffield United. And really fizzling out that first half. Fantastic to go into half-time 1-0 up. As you can see, our players are very, very motivated. Ivan Toney is looking very composed, but he's on a 9-star rating at the moment, which is absolutely fantastic. No one in our team is below a 7, So it's really, really good to see that. Now, let's give them a team talk at half-time. I think we're going to go upbeat. Let's keep them motivated. Let's go out for the second half. Let's go continue to get a result. Bellingham, as you can see, has completed more successful passes than any player on the pitch, which is absolutely fantastic for the young man. Only 17 years of age, really dominating our midfield. It's a chance again. Friend, Bellingham. Oh, it fizzles out. That's a little bit unfortunate, but we are doing pretty well here. It's still 1-0 to us. I am going to make a change. In fact, on the Planchetta has been booked. So I am going to bring in Tahith Chong. Hogan is going to come on for the, unfortunately, a little bit ineffective today, Jukovic. Other than grabbing fouls, I do apologise for the cough there. He hasn't done an awful lot. But it is time. Maxime Collin will come in for... I'm not going to bring him on. I'm going to bring in Longello to make his debut at left back. We're going to make all three changes in a go. Bellingham, by far the best player on the pitch. I feel we've got to keep him on. Can we create another chance here? Can we get another goal? It's Casteels with the goal kick. He launches it forward towards Hogan. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Bellingham. Oh, well, this could be... It's Chong. It's Bellingham. Oh, well... Lecco's offside there, but is Bellingham on the ball again? And we have got the 3 points. We have beaten top of the league, Sheffield United. What a result. And that is a fantastic game from our team. Absolutely massive win for us. As you can see, Ivan Toney absolutely delighted with the result. As am I. Many players are really, really impressed with our inspirational team talks. I believe that can motivate the win. But as you can see, we had 65% possession against Sheffield United. Absolutely dominated in terms of shots. 13 shots to Sheffield United's 1. 7 shots on target. So over half, roughly half, our shots are on target. 3 corners. Player of the match, Ivan Toney. I'm not surprised. He gets the winning goal. Been absolutely fantastic in that game. Our next game up is Middlesbrough away, but I think we have to be very, very confident with that. There we go. There's just confirmation that our scouts have gone out for a look. Let's have a look whilst we are here. Let's look at our division. We are now up to 6th in the table. What an achievement that is. We've definitely got to be looking at Watford now. 7 points off Watford. I really want to get in the top 6 this season. But I think if we can try and push towards that top 2, that'll be really, really impressive for us. And that'll be something that we really need to do. Now, I am going to make a change for the next game, I think. Actually, let's not change a winning team. I think there are a couple of players here that will definitely be leaving in the main course. I think, meantime, Reza Gujjanuljad, I don't rate him. I said he had a few good appearances for us in the last episode, but I'm not sure. I think he's a little bit old. I think Troy Deeney, again, good squad player. Didn't really offer anything when he has played. Not scored this season. I don't think so. But I think Deeney will be a lad you keep round because he's really respected by the players. Same with Harley Dean, but there's a few others in there that I definitely need to look to ship off, either by paying a release fee or just by selling them in the next window and putting them up for sale now. Let's have a look at our squad numbers. So Ivan Toney, in case you didn't notice, wears number 24 for us. Bellingham is 27. The other new signing, Casteels is 22. Collins is 23. And if we have a little look back on the first page, other new signing, Hugo Lloris is number 1. You can see we've got quite a few youth players registered to the first team. Not sure yet if they'll make a appearance for us, but we'll have to see how they do for the youth side. Team of the week, again, just quietly going about our business, but none of our players getting team of the week, which I think is a little bit of a robbery, particularly for Ivan Toney, who did a lot in the last game. Now, there you go. You can see on screen now the midweek fixtures. Bristol Rovers have absolutely stuffed Coventry 5-0. Cardiff have beaten Blackburn Rovers by 3-2. Luton have drawn 3-3 with Huddersfield. Reading have drawn 3-3 with Norwich. Sheffield United have lost again. They've lost to QPR now at home 3-0. So that's back-to-back home losses for them. No doubt they're going to drop out of the top 2 if they keep performing like this. Sunderland have drawn 1-1 with Blackpool. Let's go to the Middlesbrough game. Now, we play on the Wednesday. Also playing today are Burnley and Stoke, Hull and Wigan, Preston and West Brom, Rotherham and Millwall, and Watford and Swansea. So we're really hoping that Swansea, despite them being bottom of the league at the moment, we are really, really hoping that they can get a result there for us, because we are chasing down the top. In terms of the team, like I said, we are going to go with no changes. Going to give them a team talk. We're going to be demanding, because that seems to Archie Collins didn't react well to that, but the rest of the players did. There's your Middlesbrough line-up against us. Quite a strong Middlesbrough side, if I must say so. Some good young players in their team. As I mentioned, we are going with the same line-up here in the Championship. Now, the players to watch, the Championship have highlighted the players to watch for us is Bellingham, which is very, very honest. Bellingham and Toney, which I feel are real threats. Let's add another win to our results. Now, Middlesbrough have started well here. It's Castiles. Look to play Zjukovic. Toney scores! And that is why we brought him. Ivan Toney has nicked the ball off the Middlesbrough defence and slotted calmly home into the bottom corner. It is Middlesbrough 0, Birmingham City 1. What a game. And it's headed over. But it's good defending from Middlesbrough. It's like Wan-Bissaka, Collins. Collins is fouled, but it does fizzles out. There's no chance. So we go into half-time here at 0-0. Let's give him another team talk. Let's give him an upbeat team talk. Let's get the players on our side. Archie Collins possibly struggling a little bit today. We've really dominated, I think, here. And here's friend to Bellingham. Oh, well, that chance has fizzled out there. But we are beating Middlesbrough by 1-0 here at the Riverside Stadium. Play forward. Fortunately, it fizzles out. And Middlesbrough have levelled. Oh, just what we didn't want. Poor ball forward is intercepted, and Middlesbrough just eventually slot the ball through. Their striker buries it. Really poor from us. I think we're going to have to change our tactics here, because we do not want to lose this game. We're going to throw on Scott Hogan. Scott Hogan, of course, can be a scorer. He's going to come on and be a poacher. Let's really change the tactics about. Collins has been poor. We're going to bring on Hannibal Mejbri. We're going to bring on Hannibal Mejbri for him. That'll be the 2 changes we make after conceding that goal. Now, that'll be a really disappointing end to the game. Middlesbrough on the attack again, and they've scored! Duncan Watmore has put Middlesbrough in front. And what looked like could be a really good result. It's starting to slip through our fingers. 4 minutes to go. We've kicked off. Ball is forward. And that's full time. We've lost at the Riverside Stadium. Really poor second half. Didn't really create much. Middlesbrough have punished us. And while that's a really disappointing result, Really disappointing second game for us here today. Really, really disappointed with that one. It does not add anything to our game. And quite frankly, that could cost us in the end. That'll be a game that we look back on, wondering if we managed to get something from that. And we dropped back down to ninth after 13 games played. Really, really disappointing, particularly when we're pushing towards promotion and some of our rivals haven't been picking up the points. But, you know, I think I think we are going to lose games this season. I have no doubt about that. That's the Championship and how competitive it is. But I can't help but feel that we should have got something from that game. But that's why we tried to sign a centre back in the last episode. Unfortunately, that fell through on deadline day. But we'll keep looking. There will maybe a player who who's just been released that I may have a look at bringing in. But yes, it was poor defending. The result here, the early kick-off this weekend, QPR have beaten Reading 6-1. Now, that is a hell of a defeat for Reading. Not one that their manager would have wanted. QPR really starting to plough away now. We play Bristol City today, who currently sit in 17th. So it should be a game that we look to get 3 points from. But if there's anything in the last game sort of highlighted to me, we can't take things for granted. So here we go, same lineup again. We are going to proceed to the match. We are going to give a demanding team talk. Every player has been motivated by that. Here's our lineup for the home game here at St Andrews. A real strong Birmingham City side. We need to strengthen our defence. Here is the lineup for the visitors. The player to watch is Ivan Toney. Apparently their goalkeeper is their player to watch. The battle in midfield will be between King and Bellingham. Now that is a very interesting battle between the two. Andy King, a very big veteran within the football. Of course, won the Premier League with Leicester in real life in 2016. Bellingham, a young upcoming player, 17 years old. No chances really yet for either team in terms of the highlights that we've seen. Chance for Bristol City. It is out for a corner, I think. No, that was a goal kick. Half time, we reach 0-0. I think we need to tell the players we're unhappy here. Everyone apart from Joe Bellingham has reacted. He may need to come off in this game. I think he might need to come off for Medjbury at some point. Here's our goalkeeper Casteels. He plays forward. No real opportunity. Now Bellingham is going to come off. I'm going to make that change. Bellingham's going to come off for Hannibal. Lecco is going to come off for Chong. 2 changes. Mainly because Lecco's yellow card. He hasn't been that effective in this game. Bellingham's looking tired, so we're going to make that change. It's Hannibal to Wan-Bissaka to Collins. That was a real good opportunity. Chong whipped it in, but nothing really came of it. This could be another game that ends up fizzling out. And that is something that we do not want. We are going to look to make another change here. We're going to start shooting on sight. Let's start running at their defence. Hit early crosses. Let's get it into the big man Jukovic. Let's start going a little bit more direct now. Let's try and get a result from the game. Let's play through both flanks. Let's mix it up actually. Goalkeeper. Let's get Casteels going long. Defence. We're going to push our line up. Going to press them all over. Tackles, let's get committed. Actually, no, let's be normal. Let's be cautious. Tackling, we're going to be cautious. Offside trap. Let's play an offside trap. Time wasting. Yes, let's start time wasting. Let's try and get a game here. And I know at 0-0, that will be... But let's go attack him. Let's start getting wide. Let's start playing with a faster tempo. Let's be expressive. Let's go and try and get a result here. We are going to make a change as well. We are going to bring Longello on because he can play. Yeah, we'll keep him as a fullback. We're going to make our fullbacks wing-backs. We'll make Longello a wing-back. Wan-Bissaka, not his strength, but neither of those players' strengths. But we are going to make the wing-backs. No, we don't want to switch those round. Chong. We're going to make him a winger. Planchetta we're going to kick on as well. Birmingham are quite defensive here. Now Collins. Is going to stay as a central midfielder actually. Let's have a look at Hannibal. Let's start pushing Hannibal on. We'll confirm our changes. 10 minutes to go. Let's start pushing forward. Let's try and get the 3 points. It's Collins. That chance fizzling out. And it is going to finish 0-0 here, I suspect. There's a last minute chance. Wan-Bissaka, Chong. And it's 0-0. Really, really disappointing result. I'll take a point over losing. Particularly when Birmingham, when I came in, were one of the favourites for relegation. I mean, it says their underdogs hold Birmingham to a draw, but I would probably say it's the other way round myself. But the media on Football Manager, as most people know, can be a little bit odd at times, particularly on Football Manager Mobile, where when you're managing, from my experience so far, whatever team you're managing, you always seem to be, unless you're a team that's expected to get relegated, you are always you're always the team that everyone wants to beat. But there we go. I am rambling there. What does that do to the table? Let's have a little look. Well, I'm sad to say that moves us down to 10th and currently now 4 points off the playoffs. And because I am enjoying this episode, and because it is the second episode of the day that I am filming, I am going to give you another game here, because I think let's get our run to 15 games on camera. But our reserves are beating Wolves, which is, it's really good for the youngsters. Luton have beaten Sheffield United 2-0. Luton are on a great run of form in this save. It has to be said. We are up against Hull, who are currently 15th. Rotherham have drawn 2-2 with Huddersfield. I mean, I really hope we can manage. Sheffield United's promotion bid is collapsing there, according to the media. I think let's have a look. Tyler Adams leads. I can see that. Dyke's a striker. We don't need another striker. We're going to make an offer. Our scout really recommends him. He's actually a really good player in real life as well. He's a player that I wouldn't have So we will make an offer for Tyler Adams. I think maybe that overpays, but I think you'll add a little bit of quality, a little bit more squad depth. Anyway, that's a great scouting option. They've accepted it. So it looks like we will be adding Tyler Adams in January, which would be fantastic for the club, and hopefully that will strengthen us. I think we haven't got a box-to-box midfielder or ball-winning midfielder in the side, so I think that'll be add a little extra dimension, provide competition for Bellingham and Collins. One of our young players is really starting to look like he could be given an opportunity, Keller. Let's go against Hull. I am going to make a change. I am going to give Hugo Lloris his debut in this game. So he's going to come in. Here's the lineup for Hull City in this game. Very interesting lineup for them. We're unchanged, apart from Lloris coming in for Casteels. Of course, the player to watch apparently for us is Ivan Toney. Roberts is being highlighted as part of the key battle. Referee today is James Bell. He's got a firm approach, which, to be fair, a lot of referees that we've had so far seem to have in the Championship. So the final game of Episode 2 of Road to Glory with Birmingham City on FM23 mobile. And at the moment we are creating some good chances. Planchetta tries to cross, successfully blocked by Hull. The corner is whipped in, it's another block. Wan-Bissaka again. His friend, Wan-Bissaka. Collins, Lecco, Wan-Bissaka, Collins, Wan-Bissaka. And it's over the bar. We're on the attack again here. And we're really starting to cause Hull some problems. We're yet to bury that. And as I say that, Hull have just had a fantastic chance at the other end. End-to-end stuff between us and Hull. Friend to Jukovic. Friend. Planchetta. Fortunately, not creating enough chances. Let's give our team a little bit of a bollocking. Let's hope that helps improve the side. We really need to get a goal here. But Hull are being resolute. They are just waiting their chance. We need to make a change. Now, I'm waiting for the opportunity to make a tactical change here. And John's going to come on for Lecco. Hannibal will replace Bellingham. I'm going to bring in Hogan to replace Jukovic. I'm going to bring him on as a poacher. Let's try and get a goal. Keep the rest the same. Let's be all over him. Defensive line, we're going to go high. Let's push him up. Shape. Mentality, we're going to go attacking. Width, let's start getting a little bit wider. Let's put up the tempo Let's be a bit more expressive. Let's start creating chances. When you bring on a player like Hannibal, you can afford to be a little bit more attacking. We are going to do what we did in the last game. Wan-Bissaka is going to go onto a wing back. The same with George Friend. Oh, didn't mean to swap him over. Let's swap him back. Friend, we're also going to make him a wing back. Chong, we are going to push on to a winger. We'll do the same with Planchetta. Hannibal, who's just come on, is going to be a box-to-box midfielder. Not playing to his strength, but he is good at going forward, and right now I feel that is something we really, really need. So, we're going to resume. We're going to make those 3 substitutions. We are going to go more attacking and hope that can grab us a goal in this game, because another 0-0, whilst we're not conceding, we're not scoring. Yes! And that's paid off! What a tactical change! Chong plays the ball forward, comes on, has an instant impact, plays it forward to Ivan Toney, who manages to bury it in the bottom corner. That's absolutely fantastic. And Ivan Toney, I said, bringing him in, he would score goals out of nowhere, and he's done what there. Chong makes a fantastic ball. There's another chance here. Friend to Planchetta. Planchetta tries to whip it in. 92nd minute, Planchetta. Wan-Bissaka, he's lost the ball. We're through. Well, that clearance there, you would imagine, would seal our fate. It does. We have beaten Hull City here at the KC Stadium. It is a 1-0 winner away from home. Now, I'm very, very happy with that. I think, we had to make a few tactical changes, push the team up, make it more attacking to get the game, get the result. But we've had 54% of the possession here away from home. We've had 2 clear-cut chances. We've scored 1 of them. An overall team rating of 7. Shots on target. We've had 6 shots on target out of a possible 9. So we're getting most of our shots on target. And, it really has been a game that we have done well in. As you can see, all the players' performances have improved. A real good result for us, I think, away to Hull. I was really starting to get a little bit panicky with the results. But as the press say, we've edged out Hull there. And let's have a little look what that's done to the table. Not really much an effect, unfortunately. But we do move up. We stay 10th in the league, so we haven't actually moved. But that does now put us just a point off Burnley in 6th. So a real improvement. By the way, can we just mention how well Luton have done so far this season? They currently sit 2nd in the league. But yeah, really good result for us in the end against Hull City. I really think this episode, you've seen that we are doing quite well in terms of the finances and the fixtures, and it is a building job here at Birmingham. We need to remember that. Part of the Road to Glory series. If it takes us a year to get out of the Championship, it takes us a year. But I really want to kick on from here. I think, in this episode, we lost 2-1 to Middlesbrough. We've drawn 0-0 to Bristol City, and we've beaten Hull. So I think, for you guys, you've managed to feel and see all of my emotions in this tie. So I think we will come back for... I think we will probably come back around about the West Ham 3rd round cup tie. I think I'll play through October and the first game in November, and I think we'll probably come back for the West Ham tie. I think that's probably the most viable one to come back for, and one that you'll very much enjoy. We'll play West Ham, Sunderland, and we may even play Blackpool in that episode as well. As far as today goes, I think as far as today goes, I'm fairly impressed. I mean, when you're one of the favourites for relegation, and we are well clear of that. We're 13 points clear of relegation already, so I think that is very much achieving that game. We really want to kick on towards the playoffs. Now just a point away from that. But I think overall a fairly decent episode. We've obviously sent our scouts out. We've got 4 points, which is really, really good for us to get. I think 4 points out of a possible 9. I think I would have taken that. You know. And at the moment we sit in 10th place, so it's not bad, but we're hoping to really, really kick on. But I think again it's been a really, really good episode. I've really, really enjoyed filming this one. As I said, we'll come back for the West Ham Cup tie, and possibly the next game or two after that. But I really, really hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. If you could like, comment, subscribe and share. Let's continue to grow the channel. Let's continue to grow my Football Manager content. And